there are a lot of different things that we can think about when it comes to matching marbles with fingers. Say that we've got this many marbles, which is too many marbles to just match on one hand, so we start using both hands. Well, one interesting thing is it turns out we can match our marbles to our fingers in a couple different ways. Given this many marbles, we can put, for example, a marble on each finger, not counting our thumb. We can use both hands, neither thumbs, ignore both thumbs, but put a marble on each of our other fingers, and that would be one way to keep track. Okay, I'll remember this pattern. I remember if I put my hands out and ignore my thumbs, there's a marble on each finger. But that's not the only way we could match our marbles on our fingers. Of course, we could use all of our fingers, and including our thumb, on one hand, and then when we move to the other hand, we would only have space to put marbles on some of our fingers, and then we would have to remember this pattern. Okay, when I match my fingers with my marbles, this hand uses up all of my fingers, even my thumb, and this hand, just here, my pointer finger, my middle finger, and my ring finger, those ones have a marble on them. And we would just have to remember this pattern to see, next time we were checking on our marbles, to see if they all matched out, and if this was, and if we had the right number. Say that we had even more marbles. Say we had this many marbles. Well, then we can go through, start putting marbles on our fingers, and go all the way through fingers and thumbs, and find out that, oh, we've got enough marbles to go through every finger all the way through on both hands, including thumbs, and then we've got enough marbles still left over to do it again. Go through every finger and both thumbs on both hands. Okay, so then I have to remember I went through both of my hands, and then I went through them again and used each finger and each thumb, going through it once and then going through it again, and I was able then to account for all of my marbles. I had them all matched up with my fingers, and so then I'll know, well, if I try and do this whole exercise next time, and if I get to my last finger and I don't have enough marbles left to match up after I've gone through once and then doing it again, if I don't have enough marbles, then that's how I'll know if I've lost any of them. Well, as the number of marbles gets larger and larger, if we keep going through our fingers over and over again, it may end up looking something like this. I've got, whoa, that many marbles, and I'm going through matching them up with my fingers, and then I'm going through again, and then I'm going through again. I'm going through all fingers. Then I start to get these things that look like long fingernails of marbles coming out of my fingers. And now this gets more complicated, because now I've got to know, I've got to not just match up marbles with fingers, but now I've got to ask, how many times did I go through all of my fingers? How many times did I repeat this process? Now I've basically got to find some way to count. Okay, I've matched marbles to fingers, but now how many of these marbles again? How many were there supposed to be on every finger? So now I've got to figure some way to count or keep track of the number of marbles per each finger. And that's, for a large number of marbles, this is starting to look almost as complicated as the original question of counting the marbles to begin with. Granted, there's not as many marbles on one finger here as there is over here, but I've still got a difficult problem of keeping track even of how many marbles are there just on one finger. How many marbles are there? So this hand counting by matching marbles to fingers seems to work well for a few number of marbles, but when there gets to be a whole bunch of them, there's a limitation here that seems to make it difficult. So what else can I do? How can I overcome this difficulty, or find a completely different approach to deal with it?